right? So there's fraud everywhere. And people are complaining about too high taxes. Well, the taxes is not the problem, it's actually the fraud, right? It doesn't matter how much taxes a government collects if it all goes to fraud, right? So raising the taxes is just gonna create more money that's gonna go to fraud, right? And here we go again with Nick Shirley. I mean, he's discovering fraud everywhere. I mean, there's fraud in every state. It's just incredible. And really disturbing, confusing is why is the mainstream media not reporting about this, right? So Nick is doing all the journalism and figuring this out, finding the fraudster in hundreds of millions of dollars. And the mainstream media is completely silent about it, right? There's a journalism doing the work, and the media is just silent, which is interesting to say the least. Um, why are they silent? Like, what's the reason? Why is the mainstream media silent about it? Well, if you don't have an answer, I have an answer. And the answer is they're complicit. And by being silent about it, they're making themselves complicit. They definitely make themselves look complicit. So, what's going on there? They're getting a kickback? I don't know. But in New York, the daycares, I mean, they get a kickback. They give a kickback to to the patients, right? That's insane. So anyone can say sign in to a daycare, even if you don't need a daycare, and then you get money. The daycare pays you money to enroll. The daycare pays you money to show up. The daycare pays you money to for referrals. Unbelievable. And where's the money coming from? Well, it's your money. It's your tax dollar money. So, what a time to be alive if you want to be a fraudster. If you want to be a gangster, a liar, a fraudster, wow, this is the time. I mean, this is the best time to be alive if you want to commit fraud because it's just so easy. The system is so perfect. The government system is so perfectly set up that anyone can open a daycare, collect lots of money through Medicaid or whatever, tax dollar money, and um, you know, just enroll patients, friends, families, referral, anyone, anyone who wants to make a little money. Well, just enroll to a daycare. They give you a kickback because they get paid for every patient. So there's a Korean daycare with allegedly 7,000 patients in one floor, right? It's like a small arena. He manages to fit 7,000 people in a couple of rooms on the second floor, right? This is ridiculous. Um, and it's so obvious, it's so blatant, it's so brutal, right? 7,000 patients. Anyone with a little bit of brains can see maybe 100. That's already too much. Maybe 50 patients fit into the second floor, you know? But they get billed and they get paid for over 7,000. And this is just going on. This is going on for years and years and years and years. And then you explain to me how this is even possible, right? I thought there are rules, there are laws, there are tax audits, right? I mean, the IRS, like there's so many people in the business of oversight and regulation and tax accounting and bookkeeping. I mean, it's insane, right? A regular person can't even, you know, uh, cut corners on $1. Oh, if you don't pay taxes on every dollar you make, you're gonna have a problem. Well, but these daycares, well, they don't have a problem committing fraud in hundreds of millions of dollars every year. And the mainstream media is silent. And I mean, this started with the Nick Shirley discovering the Minnesota, the Somali daycare fraud, the Leering, the famous Leering Center. Well, they finally are leering. They are leering their lesson, but obviously, like I said, this is just the tip of the iceberg. It's everywhere. It's the system itself. So there's fraud in every state. There's fraud everywhere. There's fraud in every government and in every government in every country. So basically, you can also say, well, this entire system, the so-called democracy system, the government system, is a fraud system. And that includes the mainstream media. That's why they're silent. Everybody's getting paid. Everybody's getting kickbacks. Everybody's greasing and, oiling the machinery. You know, one hand washes the other. It's really crazy to see how massive it is. And it's even crazier to see that just one guy, one 23-year-old YouTuber with a camera, discovers fraud everywhere. You can basically throw a rock and hit a fraudster. I mean, this is New York, Queens, Queens in New York. But you can hit a rock, you can throw a rock and hit a fraudster. I mean, it's everywhere. It's like the entire system is based on fraud. And it's your money, remember? It's your tax dollar money. And I don't understand why people are so silent. You're getting taxed into poverty by government, by a fraudulent scam system, and you obviously don't seem to have a problem with it. And the only guy who is showing integrity and initiative is Nick Shirley. He looks like he's the only one caring. He's the only one who's having a problem with fraud. Like, what the fuck's going on? Like, what is wrong with you people? I don't get it. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you people? I mean, just check out his YouTube channel. It's just video after video, fraud after fraud, scam after scam, hundreds of millions of dollars, billions of dollars every year, every single fucking year. And this is going on for decades. And you keep voting for the same politicians who keep this scam running. Like, at some point, you need to think, like, ask yourself, what is wrong with my brain? Like, get your brains examined, right? Or, you know, just see a doctor, like a brain doctor, and do an X-ray. Maybe you got a brain missing. Maybe it's just not there, right? So check if you have a brain. If you have it, if there is a brain available, use it. Use it. Just try it once, right? Maybe. I'm Miniman, grow that trying.